Welcome back to another class on Dalet Amot shel Halacha. Elo LaKadosh Baruch Hu be'olama ela arba Amot shel Halacha bilvad. We are in the Chazara program. This will be part 12 of the Shi'ur. Before we begin today's Halacha, just let's go back and review three important points from the three different opinions regarding doing Birkat HaMazon and the Kosher Bracha, and then the other opinion, we spoke about twilight. Let's go back and look through those opinions in order to be able to apply them in what we're about to learn today. The first opinion, which was the most stringent opinion, stated that if a person started the Sudah Shalishit in a permissible way and it continued into after Shabbat, and now he wants to go ahead and do Birkat HaMazon on the Kosher Bracha, and he wants to drink from that cup of wine, we said he's only allowed if he's that type of person that always does Birkat HaMazon and Kosher Bracha. This was the first opinion, the most stringent opinion. Came the second opinion, which was more lenient. And it said, not necessarily do you always have to be particular about doing Birkat HaMazon and Kosher Bracha in all the other meals. Even if you're only particular of doing Birkat HaMazon and Kosher Bracha for Sudah Shalishit itself alone, over there, we're also going to allow you to go ahead and drink that wine. Came even a more lenient opinion than the previous two, and it said, as long as you have 10 people or 3 people that are doing Siman with you on the Kosher Bracha, we're going to allow you to go ahead and drink it, and you have what to rely on. That was the most lenient opinion. However, we did see a very important point, that everything that what we just said on top, that was in regards to Sudah Shalishit, which continued into Mochi Shabbat. But we spoke about yesterday what happens if Sudah Shalishit continued into Ben Hashmashot. What did we say over there? We said like this. Excuse me. וכל זה אינה אלא בברכת המזון בסעודה שלישית שנמשכה עד הלילה. All these three opinions that we just mentioned is specifically going on the third meal, which continued until the night, meaning into Mochi Shabbat. Then we're going to use each opinion accordingly. Depending who you are, you can go accordingly. Aval, however, he says, אם סיימו לאכול סעודה שלישית אחר שקיעת החמה בבין השמשות. However, if they finish their third meal after sunset during twilight, דהיינו בתוך כרבע שעה אחר שקיעת החמה, which is about 15 minutes after sunset, יכולים לשתות מכושר ברכת המזון ואפילו לכתחילה. They are able to drink from the cup of wine that they bless ברכת המזון on, even לכתחילה, even the best possible way. ואפילו לנוהגים להחמיר שלא לשתות מן הכוס, even those that are machmir, not to drink from the cup of wine, call as long as she'enu nizhar levarech tamid birkat hamazon al kos. Even though they're not particular on always blessing on the cup of wine, we're going to allow you to go ahead and drink this cup of wine that's during Ben Hashmashot. So this point is very, very important. One more time, I just want to make sure that this comes out clear. ואפילו לנוהגים להחמיר שלא לשתות מן הכוס. Even if you have the ones that are stringent with themselves, they have a custom not to drink from the cup of wine where Birkat HaMazon was blessed on, call anyone she'enu nizhar levarech tamid Birkat HaMazon al kos. Anyone who's not careful to bless constantly on Birkat HaMazon on the kos, since they're not careful on blessing Birkat HaMazon on a kos shel yain, so therefore, what do? They want to be machmir, so they'll never drink from a kosher bracha where Birkat HaMazon was blessed on, if it's after Sudah Shalishit. However, it comes from David Yosef Shlidan, he says like this, even those people that are always stringent, nevertheless, in our situation, it's not a problem. They're allowed to go ahead and drink it. So let me make this one more time clear. We have two cases, we have two scenarios over here. Let's say I'm that type of person that does not do Birkat HaMazon and Kosher Bracha. So now during Sudah Shalishit, which continued into after Shabbat, meaning into Mochi Shabbat, now I see a person says, Rabbi, do you want to do Birkat Hamazon? Do you want to do Kosher Bracha? I say, no, I'm particular. I have a minhag to be machmir, accustomed to be stringent, not to drink from that kos shel yain. Why? Because I don't do it usually. Okay, good. So they say, okay, we understand. But what happens is that the same case happens during Ben Hashmashot. And they come and they say, Rabbi, do you want to do Birkat Hamazon and do the kosher bracha and then drink the wine? If I'm going to come and tell them right now, I'm particular not to drink from the cup of wine, since I'm not the one that's always doing Birkat Hamazon and kosher bracha, so therefore I don't want to drink it. Over here we're going to tell him, no, you're allowed to go ahead and drink it. It is not a problem at all. That's what Rav David Yosef Shlomo wants to teach us a very big chiddush over here. This halacha of Ben Hashmashot, that if a person finishes eating his third meal during Ben Hashmashot, and now when they're going to go ahead and do Birkat Hamazon and Kosher Bracha, who can do it? Anybody can do it. Even the ones that are never careful to do Birkat Hamazon on the cup of wine. So therefore, if Sudah Shilishit continued into the night, they would never drink from that wine because they want to be stringent, like the first opinion. Comes Rav David Yosef and he says, but during the twilight period, during Ben Hashmashot from sunset to when the stars come out, in that 15-minute period, you don't have to be stringent and you're allowed to go ahead and drink it. So let's just see this one more time. All these opinions that we stated, the stringent opinion, then the lenient opinion, then the more lenient opinion, that's only specifically by the third meal, which continued until after night, meaning until Motzei Shabbat. Over there, we're going to tell you that those three opinions apply. Depending who you are, you can follow it. Aval, however, but if they concluded to eat their third meal after sunset during the twilight period, which means to say that it's 50 minutes after sunset, you are able to drink from the cup of wine that Birkat Hamazon was blessed on, even lechatchila, even the best way. Va'afilu, and even the other ones. Va'afilu lenohagim lahachmir shelo l'shab min hakos, even the ones that have the custom to be stringent, never to drink from this cup of wine, had the situation went into Motzei Shabbat. Kol she'enu nizhar levarech tamid birkat hamazon al kos. Those people that are never careful to bless Birkat Hamazon on the cup of wine, over here we're going to tell you they're allowed to go ahead and drink it. Okay. Now that we see the three opinions, we saw a stringent opinion, a lenient opinion, and even the more lenient opinion. And now we have the halacha of also during Ben Hashmashot. Okay. So we have 4 points. Now we can begin our class today. Rav David Yosef Shlita says, "Hanohagim letom mikosha Birkat Hamazon b'sudah shilishit shenimshcha ad lemotzei Shabbat." Here we go. Those people that have the custom to taste from the cup of wine where Birkat Hamazon was blessed on it in a third meal which continued into Motzei Shabbat, rashayim l'shtot revi'it shelema min hakos. They are allowed to go ahead and drink 3 ounces from the cup of wine. And afterwards they should bless Birkat me'en shalosh. They should bless the Allah Gefen V'al Priya Gefen blessing. V'lo yaschiru retzev hachalatzenu. But don't mention over there the blessing for Shabbat. The retzev hachalatzenu b'bracha me'en shalosh. Even though in the Birkat Hamazon prior to the wine, they blessed the Retzev Hachalatzenu. Over there, simple, because you began the third meal on Shabbat. So when you're blessing Birkat Hamazon, the reason why Retzev is said, because we go after when you began. Now when it comes to the blessing of Allah Gefen Priya Gefen, when did you begin? You began after Shabbat. There's no reason for you to say Retzev Hachalatzenu.